What's up? It's your girl Sheila, and I'm just gonna give a little background about myself because I do feel like my next adventure in life, now that I do have my miracle child, will be more venturing into motherhood, entrepreneurship, how to function as a mompreneur to balance life with keeping the bills paid, as well as, growing in my own personal business and spending the quality time to raise my son, which is very important to me, being very hands-on and seeing all of his moments. So just a little background about me before I started getting into the newfound business that I decided to open for my son, and we start talking about Azarian, who is my amazing baby boy, Leo baby boy. Like his mom, I'm a Leo, he's a Leo as well, and it was a journey getting him here, but it's a blessing that he is here with us today, live in effect. Recently just turned 6 months. So a little about myself. I went to college at Bethune-Cookman. Then I transferred over to Broward College, and I received a degree in supervision and management business. So I got my bachelor's. I was working for a bank for 5 years, where it was cool. I'm really good at I was really good at what I did in regards to working there. Of course, with different levels of stress. My whole life, I've now been in a 9-year relationship. And in my whole life, I was just like, I always dreamed of having kids. I always seen, the house, the kids, the husband. I always believed in cooking and building together. And I always prayed and told God, like, I didn't necessarily need a rich man to start with. I just needed someone who was loyal, who was respectful, who loved me, and who we were compatible, and who had a great personality, and, and we can build together. And that's when I met my partner. Swanky Walk, aka Ball Top Dave. Y'all check out his podcast. And we started this beautiful life together back in 2016. We met at the Hilton on Fort Lauderdale Beach. I was a barista and he was a chef de partie. And from there, it's just been love since then. We linked and we never separated afterwards. It's 9 years into our relationship now. So back in 2021, I went to the IVF clinic, and I was asking, I don't know, I just wanted to see if I can get pregnant because I have a beautiful stepson, Jace. So I know my boyfriend could make babies. However, I have not been conceiving. I've been doing the practicing, like the acts of it, but I'm not trying to get pregnant, but I've done the acts of it, and I have not conceived ever in my life. So, or been pregnant, or had even like a pregnancy scare, a true pregnancy scare, to say, hey, oh my goodness, I think that I'm pregnant. Like my cycle would come on and I would think that I'm pregnant. That would be a pregnancy scare for me. Like, oh, why am I bleeding? Like, what's going on? Like, I'm not a woman, but I am. I just got cycles like once or twice a year. So it wasn't like a regular thing for me. And they told me like my eggs wasn't dropping or something. They were like, yeah, your eggs not dropping. I'm like, what? Like, how is that so? Like, people share eggs all the time, or it's not dropping in time, or whatever they told me. They said I had a form of PCOS, and they were telling me that I could pay $1,500 for these shots. It's not guaranteed to work, but it's $1,500 each for a shot. If I really wanted to conceive, they could fix me and we can do this. And I'm like, oh, but me and my boyfriend were very spiritual people, so we didn't really believe in getting the extra help or trying to do it. We just was like, there's a time frame, like, and the finances, I just really didn't see it. Like right now, like we have a son, so it's not imperative that I have one, but we just believed in God. Like he always said that, babe, there's nothing wrong with you. He was like, and he was always very positive about it or whatnot, because I was seeing, I'm like, oh my gosh, like I got this body, I got these boobs, like what are they here for? Like, if I can't put them to use, and baby, now they are getting put to use, a lot of use. My son not holding up. He's definitely a breastfed baby, and he's enjoying being a breastfed baby. He do boobs over bottles. I could say that. So, all right. So I went and we found that out, and then I was like, okay. So we was like, no, when it's time. He was like, when it's time, it's gonna happen. And I was like, all right, that's what's up. I mean, if you're not in a rush, I'm most definitely not in a rush. I'm already traveling and living in different things. So fast forward 2023, I end up losing my job. So I guess that was like stressor. So like certain jobs, even when you love them, sometimes you take on a certain level of stress and you don't realize, because you didn't just functioning and you're in this cycle of, hey, I do this, I come home, I do this, like your paycheck here, like you just stuck on this cycle. And that's what it was. I was in a cycle. I knew my vacation, I knew when Friday was come, I knew my paydays, and I knew when my bills was due. And that was just my life. And outside of that, you work hard and I play harder. That was just my life and how I was living it. So I ended up losing my job in 2023, and I decided that, hey, we had already started renting out cars, like renting out a car on Turo, and I wanted to solely get invested. And I was like, I don't want to really experience that kind of heartbreak of working for people, because when you work for people, you have limitations. And I just want to see, instead of putting all of this work in somebody else's company, what I can do for me. I want to find the things that I love and I'm passionate about, and I want to build. I want to grow as a woman. I want to learn, and it was a scary process because I had always been a corporate worker. I never really been a girl that thought like, oh yeah, let me start a business and, let me take that kind of risk, because I was never really a risk taker in that aspect. It had to make sense in order for me to take a risk. Not that I wouldn't take a risk, but it just had to make sense and it had to align. And at this time, it was just more so like, hey, I'm not going back. Like, I'm going to put my foot on the gas and I'm going to keep my foot on the gas. And because a lot of people tell me, like, boy, to go get cars, multiple cars in your name, is, whew, you brave. I heard people say, oh, you brave. And I was like, well, if you do something and you put your heart in it, then you have no choice but to keep going. So that's where I was. I have no choice. You guys done snatch my income, and I gotta, baby, you can't hold me down. Just because one thing dropped, I'm still a boss. Things gonna still happen for me. Why? Because I'm a good person. I'm a godly person. And I'm a grind. I'm a hustler. That's what I do. So I went and I jumped into Perfect Experience Rentals. Me and my boyfriend decided to open a brand and jumped into Perfect Experience Rentals, where we was renting out cars on Turo. It was working out. It was good. And I was doing Lyft to leverage it, because we wasn't at the point to where I had the finances to invest in, but I had my credit. So I did everything based off credit, because I had already established that. You girls was like, hey, shout out to the credit. Shout out to me for establishing my credit and being able to make the moves I needed without the financial aspects of it. So after that, I started working, and then after I started my business, I was like, okay, it's time to get more so into my health journey and just to get back to that girl. I always had a heavy chest, but I was always very petite, and I was always solid because I was kind of muscular structured, and I just wanted to get back, snap back into that. I was like 199 pounds at the time, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna drop down to at least 155. That was my goal. I started August 2025, my exercising journey, started doing calisthenics. I started taking prebiotic and probiotics, and I had went to the dollar store just to buy some tests, just to have them just for safety reasons, to have some pregnancy tests on standby. So when me and my man did decide, because he had been mentioning it more often about having another kid, so us not thinking about it, we're just like, okay, we're just gonna continue to have fun and enjoy each other. I started exercising, and the weight started dropping dramatically. I had lost 20 something pounds, 28 pounds within 2 months. And that was the most weight I had ever lost in my life, doing it by myself, just eating clean, vegetables, meat, cutting back kind of on the starches, not eating as much big portions. I stopped going out to restaurants, so I was kind of controlling the seasoning and everything that I put in my body. I was drinking water. I cut out the liquor, because baby, we was turning up. I cut out that, and now every once in a while I'll probably just have a mimosa or so, but I wasn't doing the hard liquor, because liquor carry a lot of sugar. So now I'm on this consistent, exercising every day with the calisthenics, and I'm eating clean. And fast forward, I end up getting a cycle 2 months straight, and it came on time, the 7th to the 8th of each month. And I was like, oh man, I done fixed myself. I'm thinking I done did some miracle work. Well, all it took was me to be consistent and really invest in my health and invest in my health to lose weight. Come December, I didn't get my cycle, and I was like, that's weird. But then my boyfriend was like, no, that's not weird, because you always don't get cycles. So, he not thinking much of it. And I'm like, well, I don't know. I've been feeling a little, I don't know. I've been feeling a little something like I'm having an allergic reaction to something. Because I would throw up, but it would just be foam or so. Like if people like smoked around me or so different things of that sort, I would throw up, but it would be like foam. And I was like, I don't know, I think I'm becoming allergic to something. It's weird. Like I've never had this in my life, and mind you not, I've been around people who smoked my whole life, majority of my life. I've known smokers. So he was like, well, take a pregnancy test. And I was like, that's funny. I said, I don't know why. I said, we just gonna be wasting the test. And little behold, like I peed on a stick and it said I was pregnant. And I was just shocked. Like he told me to do it again, to the point where I did do it again, and it said I was pregnant. And then at that time, like I think I was more so shocked than happy, because I'm thinking like I'm just starting an adventure as an entrepreneur. I'm just really getting my foot. I'm hustling. I'm on the go. Like my life is on speed dial right now. There's nothing slow about what I'm doing, and I'm not where I want to be at in life. Like, you know, I'm just getting the groove of this, pushing rental cars, driving Lyft. I'm just happy-go-lucky. I'm just getting fit. I'm loving myself and everything else about what I'm doing. I finally have control. I'm no longer a slave to the system. Like I have freedom. And I just had so much of emotions rolling across, but it was more so of disbelief. Like I can't believe it. Like I just was like, I don't know. Until I called my mom. Like I was in total shock, so I ended up calling my mom, and we called his sister. I think those was the only two people that we called at that time. Of course I told my best friend, but those are the only two people. His sister was like, she wanted to be part of the experience, so she asked me to take the test in front of, like, take the test over at her house, and I ended up taking the test. And my mom was like, I don't believe you. You trying to prank me? So she told me to go to the doctor, and once I go to the doctor to confirm, that's when I would call her back and let her know she need the paperwork. So I ended up going over to one of these organizations for women, and I did it, and they gave me the letter confirming that I was pregnant. And that was just a life-changing day for me, because it was crazy. I was telling people that I felt prior to me finding out I was pregnant. I had did a post, and I was like, man, a miracle is going to happen. I feel like a miracle is going to happen in 2025. Like I was just feeling so good. I was this aura about me. It was just this glow. It was just this feel on the inside that I really couldn't explain. I just knew that something magnificent was going to happen for people coming into the new year. And little behold, that miracle was inside of me. Thank God for it. Oh my goodness. Oh, all right, you guys. So with that being said, now we are into motherhood. Throughout my pregnancy, I end up having gestational diabetes, which is like my placenta was creating an extra sugar. It was creating sugar, which was causing me to have gestational diabetes. So I had to go through the months of pricking my fingers. I had to cut off a lot of sugar. I couldn't have my smoothies, and it was just very strict, very clean eating, which it wasn't that difficult because I was already exercising and clean. I had joined this mommy group, this mom for wellness group. So they had their exercising classes and different things of that sort. So I was surrounded, or had my little social group of moms who was just relating. And, you know, we had the nutrition. We had days where we would talk about different nutritions and foods and drinks that you could have to help you throughout your pregnancy, to have a healthy pregnancy. What else I also got high blood pressure. Now, I've never experienced these things, and I had high blood pressure. So now I'm in the midst of where now I'm taking medicine and I'm going through this pregnancy. But with all of this happening to me, I'm still having like the best pregnancy to me ever. Like I'm happy. I was still doing my business. I was still Lyft driving, and I was sharing my story. I mean, I'm touching lives because they saying that I'm inspiring to them. People who, you know, they be like, oh, you give me hope. Women saying I'm giving them hope. Men was like, oh, it's never too late. Like I could find, you know, love, and I could have that. Or I love that you're being an entrepreneur now, and that you decided to turn a negative situation into a positive situation. Like I'm trying to get like that. We're all fighting for breaking the system and not being a slave to the system, and just, you know, that empowering, just finding purpose within yourself and loving what you do on a day-to-day, and not having a boss over you, you know, just having more control of your life, because time is precious and we don't know when we have to go. So you want to enjoy it. So with that being said, rollover, I had to get induced. I wanted to go as natural as possible. I did my birth plan, and I did not want to get induced. I wanted to do a full pregnancy because I wanted this experience. I don't know if I'm going to ever be able to do this experience again. So I'm like, hey, my body, I want to have the whole thrill. And that is exactly what they gave me, except I did have to get induced, which was 36 hours. And baby, I'll talk about the induction and probably share a few videos in another post because this is getting very extensive. But I just wanted to let you know about how I kind of came a little bit about myself and a little background before I get into the business of my son, and tell you guys to go ahead and follow me on YouTube, Life with the Walkers, or you can put in She Inspired Tees, and I'm pretty sure that I'll pop up. Make sure you hit the subscribe, the like button, go check out some of my videos. Tell me so I can know what you like so we can continue to make the content. I'm a girl that's always cooking in the kitchen now, so you'll see a few dishes, things that I like to eat, snacks that's probably good for breastfeeding, that I find to get energetic, you know, smoothies that I like to drink, food that I feed my family. You'll see a little more videos with me and my partner now, probably doing little silly acts or different things, little competitions or just different little things with us. And you'll see more of my love bundle, Azarian, and that big personality that he have. All right, so stay tuned with me, rock with me. It's a new season, it's a new me, and we're gonna do this together because this is where we're at. All right, if you stayed through the whole video, thank you. I love you, and peace.